Have you ever been to an Amish country quilt shop? No? Well, stick around and Jill's gonna show you 5 she recommends. Hi, I'm Steve Turtle, and I'm a work camper here at Millbridge Village Camp Resort in Ronks, Pennsylvania, smack dab in the middle of Amish country. If you're a return visitor, welcome back. If this is your first time here, you should subscribe and ring that bell. If you ring the bell, you'll get a notification every time I post a new story. You don't want to miss one. This week we're doing something different. Jill said, let me talk. So Jill's talking about the quilt shops in and around the area of Millbridge Village Camp Resort. It's only 5 of the many quilt shops in the area, but it's the ones that she frequents and recommends. Number 1 on the list, Log Cabin Quilt Shop. Number 2, Family Farms Quilts of Intercourse. Number 3, the Old Country Store Fabrics. Number 4, Bird in Hand Fabrics. And number 5, Shady Lane Fabrics. Let's go ahead and get started.
So Log Cabin Quilt Shop is on Route 340 in Bird in Hand. They have quite a big wall full of small quilt projects, the kits for those. Then they have something I had not seen before. These are felt project kits, and they have a lot of very nice ones. This one I thought was really cool because it has the old truck on it. They have a large selection of these felt kits. Then they have a selection of homespuns. Hadn't seen these patterns before. I thought they were very nice. They have examples of finished quilts, and they have the quilt patterns, the kits for those. Found this Christmas fabric. There's some kits for that, but then they have the individual fabrics also. They're retro Christmas images, and I really thought they were adorable. They have a nice selection of quilt fabrics. They have some holiday pieces and then some of your standards, but nice selections. These are nice examples of the quilts, really different patterns. Now this one is Family Farm Quilts and Crafts. This is just north of the town of Intercourse.
That's how Jill got here.
They have a great selection of fabric on the first floor. They have a second floor, and they have examples of finished quilts up there. They have some finished quilts on the first floor. These are for sale. Here's the quilt kits that you can buy. Steve just thought these were the greatest things, these bonnets. Remind me of my Grammy. She had a bonnet. We found at this store they had a fabric that had places around the area listed on the fabric. It was a drawing of barns and houses and roads and buggies, and then they put in the names of some local towns. When you go into these privately owned quilt shops, you just can't imagine all the different types of finished quilts. They're so beautiful, such time and talent. Here's the Old Country Store. That one is right in downtown Intercourse. This particular place happened to be filmed or in the film, The Witness. There was a couple of scenes where he would go into town, and this is the place that you saw in the background. They have got a lot of other items just beyond the fabric and the quilts. They have got jewelry and gifts and artwork, cards, books, toys, kitchen gadgets, but their selection of fabric is really top-notch. They have got all sorts of patterns that you just don't see elsewhere. They have the crafts that you can do, the books that you can sew together. Lots of fat quarters and rolls, jelly rolls. They even had a section I thought was really neat with the old country sink and the home remedy type things. They had soaps and salves and whatnot. A local artist does this wool art. Bird in Hand fabric is actually closer to Intercourse on Route 340 than it is Bird in Hand, I believe. So don't let the name fool you. Still a good place to hit. I recommend it. Not quite as big as some of the other ones. They do have a place for the old men to sit while we shop. This is an Amish run store, and they have some of the Amish fabric also that the women use for their clothing and for the men's clothing, the kids' stuff, not just the quilt fabric. They did have a really nice selection of the backing, you know, the large width backings, things I had never seen before. I like to find stuff that you can't find at Joann's. That's always a treat. And they have some notions that are more geared for the Amish community. They had suspender gadgets. We were trying to figure out what they were. They're for their suspenders. Lots of notions. In the back room, they have their flannels and their fleece. It's a nice little store. I recommend you make sure you hit that one along with the other ones. Don't you just want to run your hands through those buttons? Now, Shady Lane Fabrics is right up the road from where we are work camping, and it's a truly Amish store. They asked us not to film inside, but said we were welcome to include them in our video. They don't have as big a selection of fabric, and again, it's geared more for the Amish women to use for the clothing and the household items, and they have some quilt material too. But they have sort of a general store atmosphere. If you're in Ronks, if you get out this way, I think it's a nice place. It's a good example if you're looking for something authentically Amish. So that's Shady Lane Fabrics.
Well, that's our story for the week. I hope you enjoyed the story. I thought Jill did a pretty good job. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you like this story, click like down below and smash that subscribe button if you'd like to hear more stories like this one. New stories every week, right here on this YouTube channel. And ring that bell. If you ring the bell, you'll get a notification every time I post a new story. You don't want to miss one. Until later, thanks so much for your time. Bye.